temptation is to throw up our hands and declare all of them valid options.
It's all gonna be okay.
Oh, right. What's up, y'all? This is Baker. It is Monday. Every Monday, right here from noon to 2. Oh, hey, we got a new clock. On KBF 88.3 FM, Voice of the People. Where's my voice at? There's kind of... Okay. Not gonna keep you long because I got a whole bunch of stuff to play. You got me for the whole 2 hours today. Chad's out spending some time with the fam. So, and I got just enough time before I tip out to Memphis. Night Spake hopped on last minute in place for Disregard the Moldy Cheese. Fantastic freaking show. Thanks everybody that came out, bought some stuff, moshed, threw down. It was a crazy freaking crowd last night. Y'all were awesome. Let's do it again in Memphis tonight at High Tone. Same lineup except the band I played last, A Dead Current. You will hear, actually all three of the last bands you just heard. That was Stabbing with Visceral Liquid Terror up from Houston, Texas. Played Vino's last night, played Memphis with us tonight. A Dead Current before that, The Flesh Collective. Thinking it's Memphis local, not 100% sure. And then we opened it up with Severe Head Wounds, Infested with Maggots. If you're stuck here in town tonight, it's not a bad thing. We got all kinds of stuff going on this week, just like last. I barely was able to squeeze into my 2-hour set list today. Everything. Of course, the Wi-Fi is out, but I know what it is. It's all these next bands you're about to hear. At least 4 of them. There's one brand new band playing I could not find, but we got Prevention, and I was going to tell you where all these bands are from, too. Prevention, Free For All, Second Life, Violent Pact, and Mazenko. Oh, you know what? No, we do have Mazenko, too. It's just over on Bandcamp. Cool. So here's all 5 of the bands you could hear at Vino's tonight. 6 p.m. doors. And I'm going to say, it's not going to tell me. Crashing with The Search. KBF, Tomorrow's Dream. Voice of the People.
Ignores the history of society, the history of civilization.
tell Miss Laura goodbye.
Do what now?
I said tell Miss Laura goodbye.
Bye, Miss Laura.
Isaiah said, truth stumble, and uprightness is not willing.
Better than a bomb. The impact of a swinging arm. My main objective is to do you harm. But the consequence all hit, hit, whip. Paper vessel quick shit. How you fall for the grip, bitch? You say we live in sin, but you been to the pepper's whip. But that is hard. Take my hand and run the stand. On your own two legs, go bow your head or beg. For violence, get up.
In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3, it says, let no one
No mercy!
unless the
Only misery!
and the man of law,
No mercy!
the son of destruction.
Only misery! The broken system, never for severest witness. Run a fight, it'll put you through hell. Your bones are weak, they begin to crumble. Run, run, run! Find your tongue! Taste the blood! Swallow your pride! Run, run, run! Can you feel the weight? Push back! Can you feel the pain? Push back! Can you feel the weight? Push back! Can you feel the pain? Push back! Can you feel the weight? Can you feel the pain on the wall? And now we are nothing! Can you hear the scream? Forget your name! It's never name! Oh yeah! Just another number! A name without a face! There is no mercy and misery! My eyes are filled with reminiscence, but all I'm doing is waiting for my deathbed. On this I will hold my breath. I will never speak again. I know I'm wrong, but this can't be right. I know I'm wrong, but this can't be right.
Oh, that was the wrong knob. All right, that was Mazenko there. Brand new band, already up with the 3-song demo. That was titled Song 2. It was the 3rd song, though. You have the intro, and then Song 1, Song 2. That was the latest in the new wave of Arkansas metallic hardcore, as it were. We are in an era, that is for sure, and I'm here for it. Kids are coming out, they're throwing down, shows are packed, the bands are buying up all of the merch to sell to the kids are buying it, that's, you know what I mean. The last 5 songs you just heard, you can catch all of them tonight at Vino's, so that covers tonight. You got High Tone over in Memphis with Stabbing, Dead Current, I think. A Dead Current, and Severe Head Wounds over Memphis tonight. Or here in Little Rock, you got Prevention, Free for All, Second Life, Violent Pact, and Mazenko, who you just heard. Let's talk about a show tomorrow. This one's going down at a place. I thought it was dedicated at first, but it's not. It's over on Camp Robinson in North Little Rock. I'm gonna say, is it a public? Yeah, it is a public event, so I'm gonna share the address because they did. 4721 Camp Robinson Road in North Little Rock. It's right there on the strip, close to Arvest and whatnot. Yeah, Cicadia is coming through from Oklahoma City, I believe. post-hardcore, as they would say, a band called Not Nearly, on tour with them. And then you got local support from The Incompleteness Theorem and Dorian. I couldn't find anything on either of those, but here's the two touring bands that you can catch tomorrow. It's a free show, too, over at, they're calling it the Cell House. You know, so house show, I would assume, Cell House at, once again, 4721 Camp Robinson. Yeah, so I'm gonna do them backwards. You'll hear a little intro track from Not Nearly that I can't tell you the title of it. I can't say it out loud. It's F the Future, but they actually don't say the F word in the song at all. The next song mentions the title of this one, so I couldn't play that one for you. Wild stuff. We'll do Not Nearly, it's a short one from them, and then Cicadia, which is not really what I would normally be into, but I found a song that I think, I don't know, they do it well. It's for fans of probably like Coheed and Cambria kind of stuff. Check it out. First we'll do F the Future from Not Nearly, and then Cicadia with Whoops, and then we'll talk about the show coming up on Thursday, Big Banger Vinos with Creeping Death. Play all those bands for you. Here is Not Nearly. F the Future. KBF Tomorrow's Dream. Voice of the people.
What's my There's no more poison. Pull out all the guns. Get ready for the sun. All creatures above. We wanna eat out our tongues.
Let's get out of this cage. Move up. Not to burn, so be lost. Follow the flow. The oxygen is purer than the air lies inside our souls.
Fresh air timeshare. He swears there. I love that. That was Cicadia with Whoops. Like I said, you can catch them and the band right before them, which was Not Nearly. Along with a couple of locals I couldn't find music on at Cell House, house show spot over on Camp Robinson. That's tomorrow for free. There's a couple shows tonight I told you about. If you were listening, were you listening? What else? Hey, there's my voice. Okay, big show Thursday coming up at Vino's. It's a heck of a banger you don't want to miss. So get your advance ticket for $20, or you're gonna have to spend $25 at the door. But it's Creeping Death, man. It's typical Texas death metal at its finest. Upon a Stone, some melodic death coming from California. We got another Texas death metal brethren, Saint Peeler, and your Little Rock. Morbid Visions be providing the local support on that one. Yeah, 20 advance, 25 at the doors, which will open at 6. Show kicks off right at 7 because that is a bunch of bands on Thursday. So here's all of them. Morbid Visions up first with Bloodscape, and then we'll do one from Saint Peeler called Reaper's Reach. We got Onyx Through the Heart from Upon Stone. That was the Cali melodic death one. And then we're going to do one featuring Corpse Grinder from Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse, of course, featured on a Creeping Death track, Intestinal Rap. And then we'll come back and tell you about that big old banger happening in Jonesboro this Saturday. It's insane. It's all the bands, every band ever is playing on the 22nd, apparently. So go out and catch them all. We'll tell you about it. Here's Bloodscape from Morbid Visions, KBF Tomorrow's Dream Force.
It's going to be a land baron, right? It's not this is a Hebrew idiom.
promises of assurance. The Holy Spirit.
Creeping Death there, featuring Corpse Grinder. With intestinal rap. So those last 4 bands you just heard, catch them over at Vino's Thursday. Yeah. Let's talk about another banger, and I'm gonna squeeze in a couple of the headliners for you, and then it'll carry over into the second hour. So stick around. There's like 8 or 9 bands or something playing. This is at the Brick House Grill, and I'm pretty sure it only costs like $10. My Wi-Fi is all messed up. I can't load the event right now, but yeah, it's Metal Mayhem Fest 23 at the Brick House Grill. Headlining, playing last. It's all locals. Will be Severe Headwind, who you heard at the very beginning of the show. So I'm not going to play that one since we already did. But then you got the Delirium Effect with Force. I'm going to do one from them, their latest single, Force Fed Salvation, up next. Who else? The Weeping Gate. I'm going to do not their latest, but a recent one from them, Deconstruction. Pantheon's going to be there. We just shot a music video last week out at Heath's, the Heathen House. It's in Cord. We will be getting it all finished up later in like September, and then debuting it at the Field of the Dead Fest in October. So look forward to that. We're going to play that song for you. The video's for Slit the Throat. Nightspake's going to be there. This will probably be into the next hour, but we're going to do Hostile Hordes from them. We got some Sleuthfoot, some Aethos. There's one called Tomb of Withering that I couldn't find anything on. I think it might be a newer project. But yeah, Jonesboro, Saturday the 22nd. There's a whole bunch of shows going on Saturday. We're going to tell you about all of them. Stick around. I'll be here till 2 every Monday from noon to 2. My name is Baker. The name of the show is Tomorrow's Dream. We're not in Pledge Drive right now, but we could always use your money. Go over to kbf.org, hit that donate button, and let them know how much you love this show, Tomorrow's Dream. There's all kinds of great shows here. Stick around. Keep it the dial right here, because you got Sound Salvation tonight with Andy from 9 to 11. One of his new bands is going to be playing this Sunday, a rescheduled show. And I'll tell you about all that here in a little bit in the second hour. New project of theirs, School of the Americas. There's a big one going up at George's in Fayetteville Saturday as well. Tonight is Two Bash with Crankbait, Dirt Mother, Take Rest, Toss, all kinds of good stuff. Ghost Hollow, Angel Flesh. We'll play some of that, tell you all about it. There's one at Vino's with a touring band called From Parts Unknown, some cool punk rock. They're going to be there with Mortalis and Trafficking Melodies. We'll play some of that for you. And after the big Jonesboro block I'm about to do for you, a couple blocks actually, we'll tell you about one in Memphis Saturday. And it's going down, it's another free show. And it's Hate Doctrine will be reuniting, I think, for this one. East of Eden, Epoch of Unlight, and Process of Suffocation. Big old Memphis banger, and that one's free over at B-Side. So yeah, all kinds of stuff going on Saturday. Here's a bunch of bands Here's a bunch of bands from the Jonesboro show. Like I said, Spearhead won't be playing last, so please stick around for us. That'll be Saturday the 22nd, Brick House Grill, Jonesboro. I think it's only $10, maybe 15 or something. It's not bad. So yeah, you heard Spearhead one though. Let's do some Force-Fed Salvation from the Delirium Effect right here on KBF Tomorrow's Dream, voice of the people.
And that relationship is
On the air and online since 1984. Community radio for Arkansas and beyond. 88.3 KABF, Little Rock.
Do something in his day and could brag about a stellar resume as a young mayor of Minneapolis, a U.S. senator from Minnesota, then the liberal placeholder as vice president under Lyndon B. Johnson, and a standard bearer, albeit unsuccessful, as the Democratic nominee for president, beaten by Richard Nixon. For many, he is the parody of the happy warrior in politics. Read Robert Caro on Johnson's career, and he comes off as a dedicated liberal, but something of a patsy as well. Reading the just published Into the Bright Sunshine, Young Hubert Humphrey and the Fight for Civil Rights by Columbia University historian Samuel G. Friedman, and talking to him on Wage World about Humphrey's contributions up to 1948, and it's hard not to see him and his career to that point in a different and better light. He showed real courage in pushing against anti-Semitism and equal rights for African Americans, particularly during that period, even though both were only small segments of the Minneapolis and Minnesota population. He stood for principle then, regardless of the political price, and sometimes it did, in fact, cost him. His shining moment at the grand finale of this work was his speech, and as importantly, his leadership of the fight at the Democratic Convention in 1948 to force then President and putative candidate Harry Truman to have to endorse a plank in the platform embracing civil rights. There had been some transactional movement earlier around the military, but Truman had retreated from his earlier actions as he tried to hold the Southern segregationists in the party. Humphrey, the Americans for Democratic Action, ADA, the sleeping car porters under A. Philip Randolph, and other labor unions like the UAW, assembled a coalition and fought at the convention to have this predictably divisive support of civil rights a major part of the platform and the campaign. Humphrey nailed a closing speech before the convention in his best moment that helped propel the measure to victory in a close vote. Respect was earned, and his role and the fight needs to be remembered, even as some southern states walked out and joined Senator Strom Thurmond in the states' rights fight, which, at some level, we are still fighting. Friedman does a good job on that story, but his deep research also hit home with me in a couple of other ways. Writing about the trials and tribulation of Humphrey's father and his family in South Dakota when wheat prices capsized after World War I, finally answered a question I'd always had about why my grandparents abandoned farming in the Dakotas and moved to Southern California before my dad was born there in 1921. They, like most farmers then, were almost starving. Another piece that had my full attention were the disputes between Humphrey and Gerald L.K. Smith over whether Smith could speak in a public building in Minneapolis, which, according to Friedman, triggered a permanent enmity between them. Smith had been the chief organizer for Huey Long's Share the Wealth movement after leaving the ministry in Baton Rouge to carry that flag. Upon Long's death, he allied with conservative and right-wing business forces in various crusades against the New Deal, Jews, and almost all others in a paroxysm of the worst of populism. I'd actually interviewed him in Eureka Springs, Arkansas around 1972 or so, for a short-lived publication we helped put out called the Arkansas Advocate. He was known for a vicious piece of religiously cloaked plays and a giant Christ of the Ozarks statue in that area that can be seen for miles and likely is still standing. I was only interested in his experiences in organizing Share the Wealth, counterpointing to interviews I did at the same time with H.L. Mitchell, the chief organizer of the Southern Tenant Farmers Union. He seemed ancient then, though I now see he was likely younger than I am now. He was generous with his time and effusive with his manners, and we avoided the topics that had been his lifeblood for more than 30 years. It's good to find out that Humphrey had managed to checkmate him in Minneapolis, where he'd been very effective spreading hate for years. Vietnam added Humphrey and Johnson to the list of collateral damage, and they earned the beatings they have taken for the blood and lives that were lost. But that doesn't mean it isn't worth remembering how far they fell from grace to become such tragic figures. This is Wade Bransky. For questions or comments, www.chieforganizer.org. You take it from here to there.
Let's get schooled on fish. This is Sandra Tsinglow with the Lowdown on Science. Lance Armstrong is amazing, but he does get a little help. Cyclists and race car drivers use an energy-saving trick called drafting. Simply slip in behind another racer into his slipstream. He fights wind resistance, you skate. Physicist Jun Chong at New York University wondered if fish also use drafting. So he anchored one end of a short thread in a stream of liquid. Drag forces made the thread's loose end flap like a tiny flag. Next, he anchored another thread close behind it. Oddly enough, adding that second thread brought down the drag on the lead thread, way down. Most of the work somehow shifted onto the follower. Smoother sailing for the point man, the opposite of drafting. Interestingly, the effect doesn't happen with rigid bodies, hence it would not occur with bikers. The effect only works with things that flap and flop, like flags and maybe fish, racing or no. Even though, yes, those guppies do look cute in their tiny yellow jerseys.
The Lowdown on Science, online at LOHDOWN.org. Produced by 89.3 KPCC and the California Institute of Technology, and made possible by TIAA Craft.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shelley Flace with today's tip for kids from the American Academy of Pediatrics. Children can die from heat stroke after being mistakenly left in a car. This sometimes happens when there's a change in routine. Make it a habit to put your phone or bag in the back seat next to your baby. Ask your caregiver to always call if your child doesn't arrive as expected, and lock your car when it's parked. If you see a child alone in a car, call 911. For more on child safety, talk with your pediatrician or visit healthychildren.org.
That was super important, so I didn't want to breeze over any of it, but 7 minutes of promo. I must be in trouble. Let's keep it rolling. We're going to try to bang out all the Jonesboro bands. Here's like 4 of them I got left here. And then we'll hop into that Memphis show I told you about. And one in Fayetteville. And all kinds of other good stuff. Yeah, we got Atos, Sleuthfoot, and Nightspake all coming up for you next. But let's kick this off with the one that we just filmed a video for the other day. From Pantheon, here's Slit the Throat. KBF, tomorrow's dream voice of the people.
I've got a mind to slit your goddamn throat.
was Aetos with I Can and I Will. All right. That was pretty much all of the stuff that you're going to hear in Jonesboro Saturday at the Brickhouse Grill, Metal Mayhem Fest 23. If you include Severe Head Wound, who you heard at the very beginning of the show at noon, first hour, like an hour and a half ago, and then all the last bands you just heard, plus Tomb of Withering is also going to be there. So big, dumb, huge lineup there. That's all right. That's the first of like 4 shows I have going on Saturday. Let's talk about them. B-Side in Memphis, free show. Return of the Hate Doctrine, making their triumphant return to Memphis, and we'll do some of them up next. East of Eden, Epoch of Unlight, and Process of Suffocation rounding out that lineup. Hey, there it is. Okay, another one Saturday, so that's either Jonesboro at the Brickhouse Grill or Memphis at B-Side. All right, here's one in Fayetteville at George's Majestic Lounge, Tinnitus Bash 2. Oh, I should have turned on my Wi-Fi just for a second to make this work. Let me see if I can read all these logos. They're tiny. Dirt Mother. It's a super group of a bunch of Fayetteville stuff. I couldn't find anything from to play. Chad might have some next week. Crankbait, Held Tight, but we're gonna play some of both of them. Hoss, I couldn't find anything from them, but it's supposed to be Fayetteville death metal, so Hoss with an exclamation point. Check them out. Angel Flesh, Take Rest, got some new stuff from Ghost Hollow. They're on it. I think that might be it, or there might be one more I can't see, but yeah, big old banger at George's, 7 p.m. Saturday in Fayetteville. And then if you're, okay, let's say you're here in Little Rock listening, surprise, surprise, and you just don't quite have the gas to make it out to any of those, hop over to Vino's for this cool punk rock show from Parts Unknown with Mortalis and Trafficking Melodies. 7 p.m., $10. Get you into that one. All right, let's run down the Memphis bands, and then we'll play the ones from Vino's, and then Fayetteville, and then we'll try to squeeze in some of the show Sunday. That's okay. That was the Vino's too, with Amygdala, Skull of Americas, and Blast. So we'll play some Blast and Amygdala for sure. Might even squeeze in one I finally found from Dryer Fire, new Little Rock project. The name of the show is Tomorrow's Dream, every Monday from noon to 2. I'm your host, Baker. Usually I'm gone by 1, but Chad's doing some family time today, so I wanted to let him enjoy that. And then I'm about to be cutting out to Memphis here in just a little bit. Get at me if you need t-shirts. I screen print them. If anybody actually wants to buy any of my James Baker shirts, help me rag up some gas money for tonight. That would be awesome. KBF Tomorrow's Dream. You can like it on Facebook. I'm about to be posting the shirt I'm wearing and a bunch of others for sale over there for the radio show. All that money will go into the show here, since nobody ever donates anything. No, we do appreciate all the donations. Y'all help us out so much, and y'all are the only thing keeping it going. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of our listeners. And here is one from Hate Doctrine called Esoteric Parallels. KBF Tomorrow's Dream. Voice of the people.
And then it was Derek. So we are grateful, aren't we? For the...
yes, that was Epoch of Unlight with the Anthropocene. East of Eden before that with, it's not the one I got, Something Asunder. I'm sorry, I forgot to jot it down. I had to swap for a shorter song. And before that, you heard Hate Doctrine, who's coming back. Process of Suffocation, I was going to play, but my phone's acting all glitchy, and it was a really rough recording from them anyway. If you've ever seen them, though, it's a heck of a show. They don't record maybe the best, but they play like hell. So, get out and catch that free show in Memphis Saturday if you're over there. If you want to hit Jonesboro, you can come to Brick House Grill. We're all throwing down there at the Metal Mayhem Fest. Vino's has got this lineup. I'm about to play a couple for you from next with Trafficking Melodies. We'll do S and Giggles. I can't say that word, but I think it's actually clean in lyrics. And then one from Parts Unknown, from Parts Unknown, called Bill Brasky Is Not One of Us. That's up next right now. Catch them at Vino's this Saturday for $10, 7 p.m. Here's from Parts Unknown.
Yeah.
go teach the world of art. I gotta go. Been cast out of heaven. I waited 20 days to take flight. If I could stay, I wanna leave. If I could stay, I wanna leave. Out of heaven, wait 20 days to take flight. If I could stay, I wanna leave. 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 My wings down the hill, before you cut me down again. Cut me down, cut me down, cut me down, you cut me down.
Singing so many. Get my wings down the hill before you cut me down again. Cut me down. You got me down. You got me down. You got me down. Get my wings down the hill before you cut me down again. You got me down. You got me down. You got me down. You got me down. You got me. 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 You got me down.
Crankbait there with Cut Me Down. That was the first of several bands you can catch this Saturday, 7 p.m. George's Majestic in Fayetteville. It's Nidus Bash 2, Dirt Mother, Crankbait, Hoss, Angel Flesh, Take Rest. Oh, I forgot about that Ghost Hollow one. I don't think I'm going to have time to slip it. Oh, man, I'm running really short on time today. But we're going to do one from Held Tight for you right quick, and then a couple from the Sunday show going down at Vino's, which is a rescheduled one from some other time. I don't know. But it's Amygdala coming back, doing one with Blast and Skull of the Americas. We'll do one from Amygdala and Blast. If I got time, we'll squeeze in some of that Ghost Hollow. Name of the show is Tomorrow's Dream, every Monday from noon to 2. Stick around. We'll be doing it. Sorry about all the glitches today. I don't know what's going on.
Go!
But those trials can also